Hey friends, I need to do my makeup and I thought I would hop on. I am in the middle of spring break. Oh gosh, I missed the whole. We're like halfway through spring break already, crazy. And I'm gonna go out with a friend for dinner date, and I'm going to use the Shape Brush. I actually have a brand new one I'm going to open up. I don't feel like it's interesting. I don't use it that often for myself as like my main foundation, to put on my main foundation. But it's funny, I end up using it so much when I do in-person makeovers. And I did one this morning. And I'm like, why don't I use this for myself more often? So I definitely want to show that off today. So if you've never got any of our brushes, they come in little boxes like this. If they're smaller box or a smaller brush, they might come in a different one. But for the most part, they're in like these little boxes, and you just pop them out like so. They're like in a box, or maybe one end will be folded in, but it's in that kind of material. And this is the Shape Brush. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Christy. So this is the Shape Brush. This one is one of our, it comes from our Demi line. So it's a lot looser. So you can see it's looser, it's fluffier. Out of all the Demi ones, this is like the biggest one. But I've just been loving it for kind of a lighter application to do more of a natural, very natural look. But it's awesome because our cream makeup is buildable. So if you do one layer and you want a little more coverage, you can always go back in for more. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing with that today. And then also in my description, I said, Tantrums. You guys, P.S. if you guys have any suggestions. Okay, so this is my hair just like scrunched, and it's getting really long. Like it's down to my chest level. And I can't decide if I need to cut it and do something with it, or if it still looks good. I don't know. I'm just going to pull it up in a clippy just to get it pulled back. That's a little crazy. But I can't decide if I should try to, if I just let it keep going or what. Sometimes I like it long, and then because I can do more stuff with it. But other times I'm like, well, maybe I should just cut it. Okay, don't mind that. That's kind of crazy, but good enough. That was just my little side note. Okay, so Tantrums. So the ages of my kids are, I got the wrong palette here. Oh, I forgot I moved some stuff around. Let me move some things around while I'm talking. So my youngest is 6, almost 7. He'll be 7 at the end of this month. And then my middle one is 10, 10 and a half. And then my oldest is 12 and a half. And my youngest one has been just throwing huge fits many times during the day, and I feel like especially during spring break it's been bad. And some of it I also know he loves like electronics. I mean, what kid does not like electronics, right? And we took it away because of these fits, and I just think he needs to find other things to do. And, you know, I feel like if you're a parent, you understand. We have to monitor how much they're getting of electronics. And I feel like it's kind of become like, oh, it's a thing where like you always just get it. And I feel like it needs to be earned, especially if you're doing like chores around the house, or like still being respectful, still doing things outside, being physical, all that. Anyway, so I took away electronics too, so that also does not help. But just anytime if he doesn't get what he wants, or someone looks at him the wrong way, he will just yell. He'll hit things, and like today he broke a hook I just think he goes from like 0 to 100 in like no time. And some of his reasoning, like I try to talk to him afterwards. We've done timeouts with him, I have learned if he just throws a fit, he goes off for just a few minutes and he usually calms back down and then he comes back. But it's happening so often that I'm just like, we need to figure out something. I do think a lot of times he wants to play with his brother and sister. This is the reason why I told you their ages. His oldest brother is double his age. And as a 12-year-old, almost, he's almost in his teens, he is wanting, I think he's just not interested in playing with his little brother. And it's so hard to, to get them to play. And, my youngest Logan wants to play with his older brother. He looks up to him and he likes a lot of the same things. And so sometimes, and they're completely different boys. Like my youngest likes to be physical. He wants to go outside all the time, play, run around. And my oldest just wants to read books. And he could just sit around. He's not physical. And so that doesn't help either. But he'll throw a big fit when he's like, Bradley won't play with me. And I understand that. I get why he's upset. But these tantrums are just, like, he'll do it out in public. Earlier at the beginning of spring break, we went to the Mall of America. And it did not... These tantrums were connected to him wanting everything in every store. He, my kids are not really window shoppers, so I was getting frustrated because all the time I was getting asked, can I have this? Can I have this? And I kept having to say, no, that's too expensive, or no, you don't need that. My biggest thing is saying no to, hey, Stephanie is saying no to stuffed animals. They have so many stuffed animals. And I say, I refuse to buy any stuffed animals. I'm done. The only time they get stuffed animals is if it's a gift from anyone but me and Brian. And, or I tend to also even tell them not to buy, like that they can't spend their own money on them. I'm so mean. I know. But so many stuffed animals. Okay. This is crazy because I love stuffed animals. I have a couple stuffed animals in my room, but I've always been a stuffed animal person. But they're just so cute. I see them, and so for me, it is hard to say no, and that's why I let them if their friends buy them for their birthday, I'm like, okay, because these little plushies are so dang cute. But so I love them. It's like a love-hate relationship, basically. I think that's what it is. Okay, so you can see that it's a really light coverage. I'm going to even go in with the smaller end. And I was building it up a little bit. I would say I did a little extra layer all over. But I'm still doing that stippling motion. Yes. So, okay, Pamela, we're in the same. Yes. Yes, it's because it's just, it consumes, luckily it's not my house usually, it's their rooms, but then they have no space for anything else. But at the same time, my oldest, he has a lot of stuffed animals, but also he has a lot of books. Now, books are so good. I'm so glad that he loves his books, but he has so many books that he's like, can we clear out some space in our guest room? Or he wants to make more space. I'm like, you're not gonna put those in my areas. So they all have their own thing, but they also have a lot of Pokemon cards. Luckily, those for the most part, I shouldn't say that. I think there's a bunch under my oldest's bed, but those are more contained because they're in binders. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, but these tantrums are just it's been hard. Let me get my mirror so I can get like a closer look. So you can see it really evened out my skin tone. Let's do a little bronzer. I've been kind of going back. I should say, if anyone has any suggestions, have you experienced this? How do you get your siblings to play with each other more? I'm a little bit worried about come this summer. I hate when the kids fight with each other, and I just want them to play. And I know like it's probably just a little stage for him, but it's been tough. And then also this summer we're going to Florida with my family. And I really don't want the family vacation to turn into just him throwing fits all the time. And I know we'll be staying up late when we go to parks and stuff, because I said I'm gonna like, I want to see everything. So if you guys have ideas, I'm always open ears for this. Okay, so I just put on my little bronzer just to warm me up. Also just to kind of make it my face to my neck and all of that kind of even look the same, okay? And then because of that brush being as loose, I probably don't have a lot of excess product on my face, but just in case, yeah, like it barely took off anything. Okay, I think I missed a spot. Let's do a little bit more right there. Yeah, I've been going back and forth on my highlight shade. You guys, I'm not like, just because I'm an artist and I work with this makeup all the time does not mean that sometimes I have to troubleshoot for myself. So I was noticing that my main highlight shade was looking like too dark, and I was like, I guess I better shade down because I've lost a lot of my coloring, my tan from over the summer. And I finally was like, I think I need to shade down. It was looking a little like white on my neck, too dark on my face. But I was loving how smooth it like wasn't adding texture. It really smoothed out my skin and I loved it. And so I was like, okay, I better shade down. I shaded down and I wasn't loving it. So I went back up. So I'm back to Amber, and I went down to Candlelit. So I'm still troubleshooting a little bit. Maybe Amber, maybe I need to go Athens. I don't know. But one thing that I'm doing is just making sure I'm using my bronzer down my neck just to make it a little bit more even. And I think that does help too. Let's put, what color? I have a new eyeshadow combo I want to try out with you guys tonight. It's almost tonight, right? Let's see, what should I do for my lips? Lips and cheek. Let's do, here we go. This is Hollywood. Let's do some pink. Just a little natural flushness. Nothing too drastic. Hollywood is a really pretty, just matte pink. If you like a pink blush, I really like that. And then I'll even put some on my, it's really silky, like nude and plum and sandstone. Those are really silky mattes, same thing as Hollywood. And I already put some lip oil on, so let's put Hollywood on top of that. And so it will make it a little bit more like a gloss. There we go. I like that. Maybe put a little bit of La Cienega on top. You guys, I always go to La Cienega as like a topper. I just like that extra. It has like a gold, just a gold flake to it. Okay, pretty. Okay, so let's do the eyeshadow look that I was talking about. So the reason it stuck out to me was the lady was wearing like a greenish shirt like I had on today, and she was like, Stardust is really like, oh, what do they call it, like morphs, what is it, like a chameleon. It's a chameleon, right? It's like the chameleons, how they change, they adapt to the colors that are around them. And she's like, Stardust is one of these colors. And I was like, you know what? I think that's totally true. And since I have some greens on today, I decided this is the perfect time to try it out and see if it pulls some greens for me too, just because of what I'm wearing. So let's pull out a few colors. You guys, this is where I keep all of my extra eyeshadow colors. I love this big aisle. This is the aisle 49. There is one that's a little bit smaller. Do I have it? It's a 20. And this is actually what I did start out. This is the one I travel with when I want to bring some extra eyeshadow colors. I have this. These are so nice. They really do protect your eyeshadows a little bit better than like the other ones. And I love this big mirror. It's so pretty. So let's start out by putting, let me grab a brush. What brush should I use today? I need to clean all of my brushes. Do I not have the eyeshadow brush? Oh, I know. I packed it along when I went up to Minnesota. There it is. It's really dirty. Let's wipe that off quick. I always keep like a towel around just to wipe off any of that excess color before I actually should clean it, right? Okay, so what I'm going to start with is Sabrina, just to add like a nice, it's like a shimmery white, and you're not going to see much except maybe a little bit of a shimmer. I'm going to go in with her at the end with my fingers so that the shimmer actually like picks up even more. Right now, I'm putting her down on top of where I already kind of primed my lid with my highlight shade. But this is going to just start out as a nice base for my other colors. And I'm only using 3 colors today. Okay, just a quick little base of this Sabrina. And then let's do Rigoletto. Now Rigoletto is a little bit darker. I'm going to show you both of them. So the one I'm like kind of featuring that's like a chameleon, I said, this is Stardust. And like because of that shimmery, there must be some like iridescent color in it that kind of transforms depending on what you're wearing. And then Rigoletto is like a darker version. I don't think it's as iridescent-y. But I'm going to go in and just do my crease here. I'm just going to place it right there and even pull it down on my lash line right there. Okay, and then we'll blend it out. Same thing. Find where your crease is. I always keep my eye open. Let me turn a little bit more. And place it. And then we'll blend it in a little bit. And then right on top. Okay, so now that I placed it, I'm going to use the fluffy end and just do some swirling motions and then bring it into that crease a little bit more and just keep working it until it has blended to how I'm wanting it. I still have some residual, I don't know if that's what you call it, residual nasal congestion stuff going on from when I had influenza A couple weeks ago. That just took me out. I've been telling everyone I'm like trying to catch up on life. I feel like I kind of fell behind on things. I had to kind of pick and choose like, okay, what do I really need to work on when I had free time and like got back to, getting out of bed and stuff. So some things I had to just, put on the back burner and eventually get to it. So luckily I have spring break, so I've been able to start catching up on some things. But yeah, when you start falling so far behind, it takes a little time. So now I'm just using that same Rigoletto, but now I flipped it to the smaller end and just lining that lower lash line, but connecting it in that corner I don't like when there's like a spot. I want it connected. Okay, and you can always buff it out a little bit, smudge it out. And then whatever I've left in my brush, I might add a little bit more. I can always go back in and deepen any of that once I add that Stardust in. Now I like to bring up that color up on my brow bone just a little bit. I don't have much of a hooded eye, but I feel like if you have even a little bit of a hooded eye, it's really good to bring up that color up on that brow bone. As long as you're not getting into like your brow zone, like you don't want to get up here on this brow, like just touching like that lower edge of your brow bone. So not really all like on the brow bone. There, I think that's looking good. That's really pretty just on its own, but we're gonna add a little shimmer because I like shimmer, and I gotta show you what this Stardust looks like. Okay, so that was Rigoletto. Now we're gonna go into Stardust, and I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm gonna use this finger. My nails are getting really long. I really think it's because I started taking some collagen on a regular basis, and it's really helping my nail growth. Does anyone else use collagen? Look at that. And I'm just kind of getting it all over that lid and then bringing it over. This is a really fine shimmer, so it's not gonna be like too glittery, too sparkly. You know, it's just gonna catch enough light to look gorgeous. What do we think? Isn't that pretty? Do you see how it's like pulling the green? Like it has some green feel to it. Let's make it closer. See that? Isn't that pretty? And then the last but not least thing I'm going to do, go back in with that Sabrina. And just with like my pinky, I'm going to pick up a little bit of this. You can see how it's really light. I'm going to use it like an illuminator. And just a little bit in the corner of my eye. I just close my eye and kind of stick my pinky in there. And then you can put a little bit up on the brow bone, like so. You can use your brush, or I just kind of use my finger and wipe it to blend that out. And that just kind of opens up your eye a little bit more, lifts up that brow. I think that's really pretty. There we go. Let's do a little mascara. Let me zoom back out. There. You know what? So we have a pie shop in our town. I always just call her our pie lady. So during COVID, she started up a pie business out of her home, and she did mini pie flights. So I think they're about like a 4-inch size or so. And they were so good, and they became so popular. People were driving all over, where's my eye thing, to get these pie flights. And then eventually it became so popular that she decided to actually set up a storefront. And now I think she's been open for maybe a couple years, maybe just one, I'm not sure. Anyway, so she was doing a special thing today, and so I had thought about it, but I'm trying not to like eat a lot of extra crap if I don't have to. I haven't been very good about it, but I decided I don't need pie, and so no. But who knows, because tonight I am going out with a friend for our dinner, and I don't know. We're trying out this new place that I saw a picture of, a burger that looked really good. So I'm going to eat a burger. I'm sure I'll get all messy. But then she also shared a picture of a really yummy dessert. I think it was like a bundt cake. So not pie, but no. Is there other places? I haven't really looked into it. I decided I better not. That have like pie deals, like Perkins or Baker Squares, Village Inn, depending on where you live. I haven't looked into it. Are you having any pie, Pamela? I think our the pie lady was doing a special for like every slice was $3.14. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. I think so, because I feel like at Perkins, a piece of pie is like $5 maybe. I like to do the deal at Perkins where if you buy a drink with your meal, then you get a piece of pie. Or it's like you pay only, I don't know, $5. So maybe you're getting your drink for free, I guess. Okay, I got a little wild with my mascara. I'll have to clean it up. I always like to go in for a second coat, especially on that outer side, and like blink and get a bunch of extra mascara on those edges. So pretty. Okay, I need to clean up my mascara a little bit. I got smudgies, but that's okay. I'll clean it up later. Yeah, isn't it so cool? I know, like, I don't know, it just makes you get in the mood for pie. I get it. I hear you. I totally hear you. Okay, so that's the look. It's very simple, but I think it's really pretty. My eye, it still needs to dry. Okay, should I leave my hair up like this or should I wear it down? I put like some, it was called Thicket Cream on my roots to try to like poof them up a little bit. I think it worked a little bit. I don't know. There we go. So definitely try out the, yes, I've seen our pizza place. I don't think they did a deal in town, but I think they were just like, come get your favorite pizza pies. Definitely try out this shape brush for a really just light coverage. I think it really does a great job. And you can do light even to medium. I feel like I have kind of a medium coverage going on here because I did extra layers, so it's kind of versatile. And then try out Stardust because it's really just picking up any color it's nearby, which I love. And last but not least, if you did not see about the special that's coming up here on Sunday, that Saint is doing, it's a free gift with purchase of $100 or more. So if you have gotten color matched by me, but kind of been like deciding if you should order or not, this might be a really good time to get it done, and then you're going to get a free golden gift for St. Patrick's Day. We don't know what it's going to be. Something gold. That's all I know. Last year it was our Gold Digger eyeshadow. I don't know if this year will be one for everybody or if it will be different varieties of things. You don't know until you order, okay? But that is on Sunday only, so definitely check it out. If you need a link, just comment below and I'll send you the link. But let me know if you're planning to snag anything on Sunday, or if you need to get color matched, let me know too, and we can get going. But if you're just starting out with like a basic kit, starter kit, you get free shipping and it will be right over $100 or so. And then you'll also get that free gift. So it's a great deal, win-win. But thanks for hopping on with me. I hope you liked this look. If there's ever anything that you want to see, let me know and I can do another tutorial. Talk to you all soon.